They told you that dreams are merely the brain processing memories during sleep. They told you that the strange images at night are only the product of cortisol, anxiety, or eating dinner too late. Science says that. Modern psychology says that. And millions of people believed it, then woke up every morning, opened their phones, and let those dreams disappear like smoke. No one taught them that they had just ignored a phone call. Not from a human being, not from the subconscious, but from the one who created them, the one who knew their name before their parents ever thought of it, who knows every corner of their soul, and who chose the darkest and quietest moment of the day to speak the things that, in daylight, they are not quiet enough to hear. Job 33 is not poetry. It is truth written thousands of years before neuroscience existed. For God speaks once, yes twice, yet man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, he did not choose a pulpit. He did not choose stage lights. He chose the darkness of your bedroom, because it is the only place where you cannot pretend to be busy. And here is the most terrifying thing out of everything I am about to tell you today. Not the warning dreams you have had, but the warning dreams you had and forgot because no one told you they mattered. Today, I want to change that. There are 6 kinds of dreams God uses to warn the people he loves, not to frighten them, not to punish them, but because he sees what is coming before they do. And if you have ever had any one of these dreams, last month, last year, or even last night, then this video did not come to you by accident. Nothing is accidental when he is still speaking. The first dream, the abandoned house. Not someone else's house, your house. You are standing outside looking in, or you are inside and everything is falling apart. Dust covers the walls, windows are shattered. The lights no longer work. Rooms once filled with laughter are now silent in a way that makes it hard to breathe. That dream, it is about you, about what is inside of you, about a part of your soul you stopped caring for a long time ago. Maybe it is your faith, once burning brightly, and now reduced to fading embers. Maybe it is your relationship with God that you built during the hardest years of your life, but little by little, in the busyness of success and the comfort of a stable life, you left it empty. God did not abandon that house, you did. Revelation 2:4 records the Lord speaking to the church of Ephesus, a church doing everything right outwardly. Yet he said, "You have left your first love, not abandoned the faith, not fallen into public sin, just left love behind, left the thing that once made everything come alive." If you dream of an abandoned house, do not analyze it. Sit with this question instead. What inside of me has begun to grow empty while I pretend not to notice? The second dream, being chased in the darkness. You are running. You do not know what is chasing you. Sometimes you see it. Sometimes it is only the feeling of darkness closing in behind you. Your legs feel heavy as lead. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. And that feeling, the feeling that you cannot escape, stays with you all through the next day. Paul wrote in Ephesians 6 that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against dark powers operating in realms the natural eye cannot see. Dreams of being chased are often signs of a spiritual battle happening around your life. Perhaps around a decision you are about to make, a relationship you are maintaining, or an area of your life you have never truly surrendered to God's authority. But there is something important to know about this dream, something most people miss. You do not need to run. Psalm 23 does not say David ran through the valley of the shadow of death. It says he walked through it while God was beside him. The difference between those two verbs is the entire nature of faith. The unbeliever runs, the believer walks, eyes open but not in panic. That dream is an invitation, not for you to become more afraid, but to stop and fight instead of fleeing. The third dream, fire. Fire in dreams is not always a bad sign. But there is another kind of fire, the kind you cannot control, the kind burning away something you love, the kind leaving ashes where life once existed. In the Bible, fire carries 2 completely opposite meanings. The fire of purification, like the refining furnace in Job 23, where impurities are burned away so that what is truly valuable remains. And the fire of judgment, the consequence of paths people continue walking even after they have been warned. When fire appears in a dream and leaves you with a sense of loss, ask yourself honestly, what in my life is slowly consuming me while I refuse to let go? An ambition burning away your health, a bitterness setting fire to your peace, a secret habit you nurture in the dark, believing it does not affect the rest of your life. Fire does not ask whether you are ready, it simply spreads. God sends that dream not to punish you with fear, but to ask, do you want to step out before it arrives? The fourth dream, storms and dark skies. There is a kind of dream where the sky itself feels wrong. Dark clouds gather in ways you have never seen in real life. The wind is not just wind, it is pressure, the feeling that something enormous is coming and you do not have enough time to prepare. In Matthew 16, the Pharisees came asking Jesus for a sign. He looked at them and said, "When evening comes, you say, 'It will be fair weather,' for the sky is red, and in the morning, 'Today there will be a storm,' for the sky is red and overcast. You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times." That verse is not only about weather. When the sky in your dream turns dark, it is God asking you, are you paying attention? Not attention in the sense of anxiety, panic, or preparing for the end of the world, but attention in the sense of spiritual awareness, recognizing the signs unfolding in your life, your relationships, your soul, and refusing to pretend everything is normal when it is not. Sometimes the storm in the dream is a warning of a crisis approaching. Sometimes it is the image of emotions you have buried too deeply for too long. Emotions, building pressure beneath the surface of the false calm you perform every day. Whatever it is, do not ignore the sky in your dreams. The fifth dream, a loved one in danger and you cannot help. This is the most painful kind of dream. You see someone you love, your child, your parents, your spouse, your closest friend, being hurt, sinking, walking toward a cliff while you stand there helpless. You try to scream. They cannot hear you. You try to run to them. Your legs refuse to move. And you wake up with a wound that is not in your body. This is not usually a prophetic dream about the future. More often, it is God reminding you that there are people around you fighting spiritual battles you have not prayed for. People you have not stood before God on behalf of. Ezekiel 22 speaks about God searching for someone to stand in the gap to protect others, an intercessor, someone willing to stand between. That dream may be God asking you, are you willing to be that person? Not with words, but with bent knees and a heart that refuses to give up. Some lives are changed not because someone said the right thing at the right moment, but because someone prayed in the dark, night after night, until morning came. The sixth dream, a door closing. You are running toward a door. Sometimes you know what it represents, an opportunity, a relationship, a direction for your life. Sometimes you do not know, only that whatever is on the other side is something you need. And then the door closes, slowly, firmly, right in front of you, and you stand there, your hand against the cold wood, knowing it will never open again. In Revelation 3:8, God says, "I have set before you an open door that no one can shut." But in the Bible, there are also doors that close, not because God abandoned you, but because the time passed. Dreams about closing doors are not death sentences over your future, but they are God asking you directly, what are you delaying? What perfect condition are you waiting for before stepping into what I have already opened for you? Some people carry a calling for years without ever acting on it, because of fear, because they do not feel ready, because they keep believing tomorrow will be better than today. And one day they look back and realize the door is no longer there. Not because God shut it in punishment, but because time, through indifference, slowly closed it. If you dream of a door closing, do not go back to sleep. Do not keep delaying the conversation you need to have with God. That door is still open. But you need to walk through it today, not when you feel strong enough, good enough, or worthy enough. Because you will never feel enough, and that is exactly why grace exists. There is one truth I want to leave with you before this video ends. God does not send warning dreams to people he has abandoned. He sends them to people he is still fighting to keep. Like the father in Luke 15, he did not sit inside the house waiting for the prodigal son to somehow find his own way home. He stood watching the road every single day, and when he saw his son in the distance, he ran to him. Warning dreams are God standing on that road, trying to reach you through the one language you cannot switch off. Tonight, before you close your eyes, do not rush. Sit in that silence and say to him, no fancy words needed, Lord, if you are trying to say something to me, I am listening. And watch what he does with that silence. If one of these 6 dreams has touched something you are carrying inside you, sit with it. This is not an accident. Nothing is accidental when he is still speaking.